Gentlemen, Tony Gaskins here, popping in. Now y'all got to forgive me. YouTube was saying something about going live with the phone straight up and down. I think they said they had a bonus for it. So I say, hey, it's better than being a porta potty in Dubai. So go on ahead and get that little bonus. I don't know if I read wrong though, but this also a little easier for me than filming a video and then uploading it. I filmed one today and uploaded it, so if you missed it, you could catch that. And right now, YouTube, they got me, I think they got me shadow banned. So we might be talking about too many controversial topics on here. So you'll have to go and click on my videos and then see what I done uploaded. Because they have a little certain times where they have you in the algorithm and certain times they don't. And then sometimes they send notifications, sometimes they don't. You know how it is, social media. AI taking up so much energy with these energy plants that they building, that Zuckerberg had to build. So YouTube say they ain't really got the server power to send out a notification to 500,000 people on top of the millions of other channels that they got. So that's why some of y'all get the notifications and some of y'all don't. And so y'all got to forgive me on that right there. Trying to organize my wife's birthday weekend. Now, if you know on the mailing list, I'm gonna be on there begging like W.A.R when it comes time for my wife's birthday. And I know you be like, Tony, they ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't care nothing about Cherie Gaskins. Don't ask me for nothing. Still gonna be asking you. Be right, yeah. The Queen birthday today. Here go her cash out. Cause hey, right now, I'm getting ready to go be a porta potty in Dubai. If anybody got the link, now not for no man now. Not for no man now. But if one of y'all got a plug over there to them rich women who might be single, man, listen, 50 grand, man, might let that boo-boo and have a mud bath for 50 grand. The way this economy looking, y'all see me in Dubai. Don't ask no questions. I'm over there to see the sand dunes. The way this economy looking, somebody sent me $25 on Cash App. You would have thought I was Umar Johnson the way I was acting when that $25 hit that Cash App. I say, I've been talking to my wife about a little arrangement to see if she'll let me leave for one of these rich women for a little bit. Cause they teach you in relationships to stash your little money to the side. So I've been thinking about that. Ask my wife, hey, get one of these rich single widows and stash a little something for a couple years. Be good for the brand. Let everybody talk bad about us, then we get back together. Love story. And I don't believe in prenup, so I get the woman to marry me without a prenup. And now that'll make the red pill happy, because now a man walking away with money. Like the Maori husband. I've been seeing a lot of these guys walking away from these women and getting $1 million settlement, getting 20 grand a month. I say, come on now. You can't even call yourself a man if you doing like that. You can't even call yourself a man. Y'all got to forgive me. Looking at this here. Y'all forgive me looking at this here, what one of the parents sent me from the boys program. Yeah, I know, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it, Bree. Sure, I can't tell you. It sure crossed my mind. And I know the Lord done changed some of y'all life. So if the Lord, if while you was out there, you heard about a script club where men with a dad bod could come in there and not get fully naked, let me know. Cause we are in a no judgment zone. I got clients that strippers. Man, if I could go in there and do the little Chris Brown dance where they be shaking their leg. And do oh, listen. Man, to make me a couple grand. I was just talking to one of the moms from a program, because you know these young men need some help. I say, listen, the way this economy, I'm about to sell dang-a-lang. I'm like, it got to be some desperate, and I'm not being serious, but it's like, Lord, because our world is so wicked that if the Lord took a break, I couldn't even blame him. If the Lord put his phone on do not disturb for a few months, I couldn't even blame the Lord. If he had to turn his back on us for a little while, couldn't blame him. Because I'm like, Lord, I'm trying to help everybody. I'm trying to help the world. Y'all forgive me. Got distracted. Got distracted. Yeah, Daisy, got to forgive me. I ain't even realize I said y'all forgive me. That's part of my videos now. But y'all, I just was letting a few people get on here and just kind of shooting the breeze. Don't take nothing serious. Some people take stuff so serious. I'll be getting an email. Tony, I am just so disappointed in you saying that you're fixing to sell dang-a-lang and that you are ready to be a porta potty in Dubai. I have followed you for 10 years and I just am so appalled. It's like, listen, y'all, I was playing. Let somebody send me a website. BlackDubaiHusbands.com. Listen, man. I had a client one time who lived in Star Island in Miami and did not have a job. I said, nah, what kind of website is you on to be living this here lifestyle and ain't got no job? And that thing I know, seen him married to a man who looked like he was from the Middle East, sitting on his private jet. I said, oh, so you was out here cheating on this man. This man was over there living his life and just had you laid up with some money. And sometimes we think and we be like, Lord, why you don't do that kind of stuff for us, your original children, to where we could be born into some money? It's like that need to be our goal, to create a family to where we could have black kids born into some money. It's like, I meet some white women, they on their 4th marriage to the 4th millionaire. And I meet black women who will have 3 or 4 baby daddies from dollarnaires, not thousandaires, dollarnaires. And I'm like, man, this just ain't fair. And then people want to be mad at us about DEI and affirmative action. Like, man, we need all we could get, man. We done had it too rough. Like, man, we need all that we could get, man. Hush that noise talking about you don't want no DEI. Man, listen, it's a struggle out here. So I want y'all to understand, I understand I ain't judging. I understand I'm not judging. I wanted to pop on here today. When I'm in the office working like a scripper, I'm gonna be coming on live. Cause and see, one of the things about it is with us being in this recession, it makes my work harder. Cause I have to do more sessions because more people need somebody to talk to. I have to answer more emails because more people are writing in for help. I have to do more customer service, more this and that. But that's why I created the all access program so that for $15 a month, you can go through a course every day and just implement what you learn. Because the Lord has blessed me to be able to earn millions of dollars without a college degree, without a team. And I put all that information into them courses on TonyGaskins.com for that reason. So we building that tribe over there. God bless y'all in the blessed tribe. But like I told you, if you need to add to your bottom line, then join the all access membership on Tony Gaskins Academy, even if that means you got to cancel your blessed tribe, because I'd rather you have access to them 70 courses and be able to add to your life than to just be on here being able to comment on our lives. But I know you'll miss the blessed tribe though, and being able to comment. So God bless you. I ain't gonna judge you either way. Tony, did you read about the young black guy found hanging at Delta College in Mississippi? Maybe all this warfare that's going on. I did not read about that. Kiana, send me an article about that, because that's one of the things to where, if that is true and that's not AI, sometimes you got to double, triple check and make sure it's on a few different sources, because people be doing them AI articles. But if that's true, that should be, you would think that would be national news. But that's you would think that would be national news. Let me see if it'll come up. September 15th, 21-year-old Delta State University student W.A.R. Trey Reed was found hanging from a tree on campus. University police stated that there was no evidence of foul play, but the cause of death is still under investigation by multiple agencies, including the Mississippi Bureau. No evidence of foul play. So what they trying to say? That the boy did that to himself? And from a tree too? That don't sound right. With a something tight enough. He was able to tie that tight enough. They say the graphic video was shared on social media. Yeah, WAPT News.
Officials have the identity of a student who was found. couple of hours ago in a news conference. 16 WAPT's Ross Adams live in the studio this afternoon. He's been following the story at Delta all day. Ross, what do investigators say? Troy, we are just hours into the investigation of this disturbing discovery on the Cleveland campus. Now, here's what we know right now.
It's on the news. It ain't loud enough news, but
State Police Chief, they got a call around 7 o'clock Monday morning. First officers on the scene found the body of 21-year-old Eli Travion Trey Reed, who was hanging from a tree near the pickleball court that's in the central
21-year-old hanging from the tree.
State student from Grenada. Now there is
From Grenada.
Social media speculation.
Then came over here.
To Reed. At this point, investigators say there is
And
no evidence of foul play.
They saying there's no evidence of foul play. Wow, wow, wow. That is something. That is something. Yeah, that's something. You know, you just never hear that type of stuff. Like, that ain't national news there. My son's school sent out an email about Charlie Kirk. And that was one of the things where I was kind of like, okay, the brother was killed, but he was an influencer. You know, he wasn't a president, wasn't a vice president. He was a speaker. So I'm like, why? I wonder why they are doing like the flags half staff, because if that's the case, it shows discrimination. Just because somebody is talking about political things, if they don't hold a place in office, then it would be unfair to do flags half staff and all of these different things if you're not going to do that across the board. And just like my son's school sending out an email, it's like, if you're not going to send out an email next week when the Democratic influencer gets assassinated, or if you ain't send out an email when the Democratic politicians got assassinated, then you can't pick and choose, because you at a school. Some people are Democrats, some people are Republican, even though it's a Christian school. And there are Christian Democrats, there are Christian Republicans. And so it's like people are kind of really getting into this stuff heavy. And I'm seeing both sides of it, in the sense of like, I'm seeing, and right, the NFL had a moment of silence. And it's like, they setting a precedent to where they setting themselves up for lawsuits, because, okay, I appreciate that, princess. Never heard of Tommy Norman. He's married to a black woman. He's famous for, oh, okay, community involvement. I think I do recall that. I'm not surprised. Okay, I see him. I'm not surprised. I could look at him and tell. When you have that strong bald head like that and that strong face, I could look at you and tell you'll put some hands on somebody. Yep, I'm not surprised. And that's one thing I'll tell you. If you see any influencer online that you like and you are someone who prays, put them on your prayer list. And even if that prayer is 1 second, Lord, I pray for such and such. Any influencer that you like, that you feel like they doing some good in the world, and you feel like they helping you or they helping your kids or your friends and family, and you are a prayer person, put them on your prayer list. Like, have you a little section of your prayer, even if it's 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, where you pray for those people. If you like a Charlie Kirk supporter or any other influencer, put those people on your prayer list and say a prayer, because that stuff does affect the world. And a lot of times people try to act like that they are above the media. and that the media has no effect on their life, and it's not true. Like the situation with Charlie Kirk and now this officer Norman, Tommy Norman, it's going to be a lot of people that lose hope in good men, in good police. It's going to be a lot of people that lose if he got a black wife. Look here, Tommy Norman, influencer cop who got Lifetime Achievement Award. And it's just sometimes, and they got it on USA Today. I hadn't heard nothing about it. I honestly, y'all, I don't keep up with the news. I only see what y'all send me. I be having too much to focus on, too much to do. I only see what y'all. Instagram famous police officer arrested on domestic battery charges. And I'm gonna tell you something. It's certain times when, as men, when we love somebody, if we don't get the right type of response that we're expecting, it's certain responses that sends us to a place where we want to get physical. And you have to have emotional intelligence, and you got to really have a relationship with God. Because the thing with men is, and y'all know some women are like this as well, but it's mostly men, because I read one time that the part of the brain that houses cognitive skills is said to be larger in a woman. And it speaks to how like little girls 3 years old speak like an 8-year-old boy, and how women are more typically more articulate and more expressive than men. And if you notice, more men commit DV, domestic. And I believe that has something to do with men not expressing themselves with words. Because typically people gonna express themselves one way or another, with a bunch of words or with a bunch of physicality. People gonna throw stuff, break stuff, or they gonna get physical. And I think a lot of times we don't think about that difference and realize, and men have to be mindful of that and careful. And always make mention of grade school. I thought about that even in grade school, how I would see two girls, they could argue loud, screaming and yelling and cussing for 5 minutes and not a single punch be thrown. But boys, it would be one or two words said and punches flying. And it just showed me the difference in our brain chemistry, our makeup, our conditioning in society. And so this right here, what he went through, I tell women all the time, every man is capable. Not every man is going to do it, but every man is capable of DV. And so you have to know that, and you gotta understand that. And I think a lot of times what people want in relationships, people say, hey, Tony, tell the man not to put his hand on a woman. What's understood don't have to be explained. What's understood don't have to be said. A grown man already knows that. So that's common sense. He doesn't have to be told by a stranger on the internet not to put hands on a woman, because he already knows that that's wrong. He know that from 2-3 years old. He already knows that. So what needs to be understood is women have to have understanding so that you can become a defensive driver. So we know that a car is not supposed to change lanes without putting on their blinker. But that doesn't stop cars from changing lanes without putting on their blinker. So therefore, when you get up on somebody's bumper and you're in a blind spot, you know to either hit the brake to come out of their blind spot or hit the gas to fly past them. That is called defensive driving. So what I want y'all to learn on a situation like this as women, I want you to know that the man knows he's not supposed to put hands on you. So what you have to learn is his triggers and his personality. so that you know that if this man is capable of putting hands on you, then you got to be able to check it in the antecedent behavior. Like you got to catch the early signs. You got to get to it early, and then you got to know, like, okay, let me not poke the bear. Let me not scream, yell, curse, call him names, or throw the first lick. Because if I already know he prone to this or he capable of this, let me not play into it. So then when you do everything that you know to do and he still do that, now you know you with somebody who is sick in the head and they got problems, and you're gonna go through it. You're gonna go through it. And so it's also a part of that too, to where you got to be able to know your side of things. And then because there are situations where I had a guy, a male client, where his woman was the physical one and he was the communicator. And one time they got in an argument and she grabbed him and she body slammed him on the hood of the car. And then she punched him in the nose, had him leaking. He was a communicator. He was a man. He's a real man, so he didn't hit her back. But I was talking to him, and he told me about that. They ended up breaking up. And he told me. And she played linebacker in the LFL, the Lingerie Football League. So she just was very aggressive. And she was the hardest hitter in the LFL. And she had body slammed him and punched him in the nose, had him leaking. And so nothing he could do about that because he tried to de-escalate. And so you have to learn your partner and what send them over the edge. So if you know the silent treatment send them over the edge, you got to learn how to communicate instead of being silent. If you know turning your back and walking away on them in the mid-sentence send them over the edge, you got to learn how to stand in the paint and talk. And if you realize that you talking and you communicating, they'll sit there and they could do that. But when you walk off on them, that makes them extremely angry and they start to lose they control their temper. Now you learn what it does. So like if you see a woman who will get physical, and you know what makes her throw a punch is when you call her out her name. You call her the B word in an argument, it don't matter how Christian she is, how good she done been, she finna swing. Same with a man. You call him out his name, you make fun of his mother who has passed away, or his family member who got some type of sickness or illness. It's certain type of buttons that we could push on a person that'll send this human over the edge. And we can say all we want to. It's never an excuse for somebody to put hands on you. We could say that all we want to, but you're dealing with human beings. It's just how it is. So you have to learn what you're dealing with. So here go the police, 53 years old, accused of striking his wife. Norman told police that he was defending himself as he was being slapped, ultimately resulting in her injuries. And he got a black wife. He's a white man. I understand emotions are running high. It's frustrating not to have all the answers right away, especially with the topics at hand. The statement continued, but the process does not allow transparency until it is complete. I ask that everyone wait for the facts before making judgments. And that's a key thing right there too, because you never know. She could have sworn. Now, and it is some men and women who they won't start it but they will finish it. You never know. I done learned my lesson. Cause I sure jump to a conclusion like I'm in the long jump in the Olympics. And yeah, the NFL had a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk. And what the NFL has set themselves up for is a lawsuit. Because when another type of influencer is assassinated, if they don't have a moment of silence for that national influencer who may be of a different political party or a different race, the NFL gonna get sued. And that's one of the downfalls of getting tied up into that politics. Me personally, I don't do politics. I do Jesus Christ. Did you hear about the Drea, Michelle, and Jalen altercation? What's the deal with younger men liking older? I'm 29 and was talking to a 23-year-old. He's more intelligent than guys my age. Gave gifts and money. I seen something one of y'all sent me about the Drea, Michelle, and the Jalen Green situation. Very common, very normal of what that stuff is. And kids argue with their parents a lot and get upset about that type of stuff. And so that age difference right there, she is technically old enough to be his mom. Her son is her boyfriend age. So they gonna have, but every relationship gonna have little spats and stuff like that. But for them to be doing it in public is not a good thing. I feel bad for the young man because it's kind of one of them situations to where it's almost like he has some type of, the thing about it is with men is we outgrow our mothers and we get to a point to where we don't technically want to be a mama's boy and we want a woman to be our mother. So a lot of men are looking for a mom that they can sleep with, unfortunately. And a lot of men are very needy and very helpless. And it's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. But, and that's why I try to go the extra mile for my wife. Because every man, we all have that in us. Like, the drink tastes better if my wife make it. The plate of food tastes better if my wife make it. So when her car need gas at midnight and she just remembered, I get up and go take her car to a 24-hour gas station and get her gas. Because when I'm sitting in the bed and I want me something out the kitchen, I ask my wife, baby, you'll get me such and such out that kitchen. You'll get me, it just tastes better. So when I need to go pick up food through the drive-thru, or I need to go, the food didn't get delivered the other day from Domino's, I got in the car and I went up to Domino's to handle that. Because I know it's certain things like that she don't want to do. Like getting in the car and driving somewhere, but I don't mind that. I mind it, but I know it's better for me than her. And then there's certain things I just be wanting her to do. Like right now, y'all look at them. I got my lunchbox. My wife packed my lunchbox like a little kid. I got me a chomp in there. Got me an orange in there. I got me some of these here grains, which I can't eat because I'm an African, and we ain't supposed to eat grains. Got me some cheddar chips that I eat with that chomp, which this the bougie version, cause these supposed to be sweet and sour, and that chomp supposed to be that hot sausage, that mama's hot sausage, that old red pork hot sausage. See, this here is beef. See, this the bougie version here of my childhood snack, and this here thing here, oh, it's a tangerine thing, be good. And then look, She packed me a lemon perfect, and I had me a thing of fried chicken wing from Publix. And she packed me some. She packed me some ranch from Domino's and some hot sauce from Popeyes for my chicken. I ain't even use it because that's her like ranch and hot sauce. I don't be doing all that. And she filled up my water. Filled up my water. Emma Stanley. Y'all hold on. Let me give me a couple swigs. Mm-hmm. So guess what? Man, that made me feel like a king. And then when I took and woke up this morning, she had me a croissant with fried egg and bacon and a smoothie, blueberry smoothie in the refrigerator. Man, listen, that had me come to work. It's 7:20. I got to coach a client at 8. So I don't finish work today till 9 p.m. So I'm in the office all day. The man, it had me feel like a king. So then guess what? I come to work 10 o'clock this morning and gonna work till 10 o'clock tonight. I might work to midnight. I might go live again after my call. I've been married 8 years. 18 years. One thing my wife don't mind is me working. She don't mind me working. She do not like no lazy man. She don't mind me working now. My wife has never complained about me working because she don't work. So I left my tripod home today. So I had to leave the office and go home. I went home. She was laying down in the bed, getting her a little rest. But on the phone in the group chat with her friend, she jumped up. She jumped up to go in the kitchen to start cooking. Baby, go on lay down now. I don't care nothing about that. Take your nap. You ain't got to get up, act like you were cooking. That's why I work. So you ain't got to work. Have your soft life. So you got to realize that it's a difference. Hey Tony, have you heard about a Florida woman named Sherry Jackson who was scammed by her husband for $2 million? It was featured on the Netflix show Love Con Revenge. Nope, have not heard about that. But I sure right now wish I was that man. Came up on that $2 million. I need to look into that. And I don't mean that for real. But yeah, I need to look into that. My goodness, $2 million? How she had $2 million? Manona, thank you for putting that cash app on there. I'm about to come on here and start. I've been trying to think what kind of OnlyFans content I could do that ain't too nasty. I'm like, my goodness. Y'all know we're in a recession. Y'all see all the music artists, reality TV stars going to OnlyFans. I seen a pro tennis player say she got an OnlyFans. I seen a post about it. I've never visited the website, and the reason why, because I don't want it tracking me online and advertisements popping up when I go to other stuff. But I sure have been curious to go see, like, what is these people doing? Because I heard one of my former clients, Evelyn Lozada, got a OnlyFans. I'm like, I wonder what she over there doing. Yeah, unless that was a AI post, but that's what the post said. I'm saying, I wonder what she over there doing now. Probably just in some type of bathing suit or something. But, I'm like, maybe I could go over there and just lay around with a dad bod on OnlyFans and give motivational speeches with my shirt off. Y'all think that'll work? With the way the world going right now? But I heard that if you pretend like you about to do something and you get a bunch of signups and then you don't do what you pretend like you was gonna do, they give everybody their money back, is what I heard. But if they'll let you go over there and run a finesse, I'm sure going to OnlyFans and be there with a whip, be standing there with a whip, have my wife standing there, have us an AI outfit on, have everybody thinking we finna get down. Then y'all subscribe, and we sitting right over there doing a Bible study. But boy, But listen, I'll try to wait before we launch. I try to get that check first. Let that million hit that account. Run off on the plug. Hey, you'll never go broke long as I owe you. So that's one thing about it. My homeboy used to tell me that growing up, cause he lived with his grandma. So he used to always owe me money. He said, "You'll never go broke long as I owe you." I never knew what that meant. I'm like, I don't understand what you mean. Like, you owe me my money. What do you mean? I'm broke now because you owe me money. Like, give me my money. And then I realized he got that from his grandma. And because he lived with his grandma. And I just never knew what that meant. But now I know what it means as an old man myself. So yeah, y'all keep these entrepreneurs, keep these a known pastor teaching a message on with no shirt on in the pool. Wow. But it had no shirt on, huh? Trying to show him a little chest. Now, if he got a pot belly, then we ain't gonna hold it against him. But if he actually got some abs or a chest on, we know what he was up to. We know what kind of sin he in. I ain't got nothing to show y'all. But yeah, so listen, I seen a young brother today, a young white guy, young white brother, singing a song on a guitar on Instagram about Charlie Kirk. And I was like, this is gonna be interesting. I said, I'm gonna listen to his tribute song to Charlie Kirk. And the young white brother was singing a song, what, Torrey Roberts? In the pool with no shirt on? He must have got on some Ozempic and thinking he looked good. He must be on the shot. Why would he be out there like that? Knowing he built like a computer programmer. It's like, come on now, Torrey, you got to do better. You have got to do better. Built like a video gamer. And on there, I'm thinking you finna talk about, I'm thinking you finna say Darius Daniels. Cause brother, they'll lift weights. Brother, they'll got him a physique. So if Darius Daniels get in the pool with no shirt on, okay, I'm gonna know what type of time he on. Cause he a little muscular. But not Torrey Roberts now. Out there with no shirt on, trying to look mexy. Like, come on now, bro. Hush. Get out the pool, hush. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. And I seen a young brother, and this has been interesting to me to see how many white people are against the Charlie Kirk message, and to see how many black people are in support of the Charlie Kirk message. That has been very interesting to see. And it just tell you something about our world and how you ain't never gonna be able to please everybody. Whether you good, bad, or ugly, you're gonna have people who love you and people who hate you. So you gotta choose who you are and who you work for, who you gonna be. A lady came in my comments yesterday and got blocked talking about, why can't you admit when you wrong? For one, I shoot videos, so it ain't nothing to be wrong about. It's an opinion. It ain't on here misquoting facts. And if I am wrong, I come on here and say I'm wrong. She like, your subscribers know a thing or two. I don't go to the comments to be educated, ma'am. Blocked. You blocked. Because you out of order. You in here trying to come in here and chastise me about something that don't even exist. It's like, hey, I'm just on here talking. Like, it ain't no right or wrong. Like, what is you talking about, ma'am? and it was a fake name with no picture, and it probably was the lady. It was a lady trying to tell me about the car lot industry, trying to tell me that dealerships don't make money from upping the interest rate. If they don't make money from upping the interest rate, why do they up the interest rate? It's like you talking about she been in the car industry for 30 years. Well, ma'am, you don't own the dealership, and your dealership been finessing you. They up the and I asked the dealer myself. I say, are y'all allowed to increase the interest rate? He said, yeah, we're allowed to add a couple points to it. I say, a couple? What you mean? I remember I went to buy a car and they gave me a 7% interest rate, but every other car I was getting, everything I was getting was 5%. So I said, why this 7%? Well, we gotta make some money. And the lady tried to come telling me, and it's not in-house financing, they are allowed to increase the interest rate, because this how it working. This how it works. The bank give them an interest rate. They could add points to that interest rate. So that means the bank is gonna get more money off of the interest. I mean, now more money gonna be paid in interest. So when the bank cut the check to the dealership, instead of them just cutting the check for the price of the car, they also cut them an extra check or more money for that interest that's gonna be paid to them. They give them a piece of that interest that they're gonna make. And so they have done that to let the dealer make more money. And dealer told me that themselves, 2 different dealerships, and they weren't financing my car. A bank was financing my car. And so I done bought 15, 20 cars. And the lady come in the comments writing a whole dissertation telling me how the car lot don't make money off of adding interest, upping the interest rate. That make the car more expensive. That make the bank gonna make more money. And I'm like, if they don't make no money, they wouldn't be doing it. They wouldn't be doing it. If they don't make no money, it's like, what sense do that make? And then she talking about, not everybody could get approved with no money down. Duh. That's all. What's understood ain't got to be explained. But if you can afford a car and they want $1,000 down, the $1,000 not gonna make a difference to the bank. When it make a difference is when they come to you and say, we need 10,000 down, we need 5,000 down, we need 10%, 20% down. And you know what that means? That means that the bank is giving the dealership what that car is worth. And the difference is the dealer charging you more than what the car is worth. So you still ain't got to do no down payment. You could just tell the dealer, sell this car for what it's worth, and your profit should already be in it, instead of charging me a down payment, because the bank gonna finance what the car worth. And if you being charged what the car worth, the bank don't ask you for a down payment, especially if you got half decent credit. I done got, before I had some financial literacy, I got a G-Wagon, $160,000 car with a 500 credit score, for only $10,000 down. And that's after they asked me for $40,000 down. So it's like, when I say something, I know what I'm talking about, because I'm speaking from real life. And there's people going to put $10,000 down on a Toyota Corolla because they don't know what they're doing. And I got my first G-Wagon just over 10 years ago with a 500 credit score. And put $10,000 down and no income verification. You know why? Because I put that I work for myself. I put that my employer is my LLC. And I put my email that was at a.com, and I had my company website on there. So because they was able to verify that the LLC exists, what I put down for my income, they didn't ask no questions. And see, a lot of people don't realize that because you go to a small dealership that's not used to dealing with people with money. So you can actually go to the largest dealership in your city that sell expensive cars, and they're more used to dealing with people with money. So you could go there with no money and get you a car without going through the hassle of when you go to John's Auto Lot. When you go to Mercedes-Benz of such and such city, they got a lot more pull. I remember I couldn't get approved for the car I wanted. They called Mercedes Financial and said, "Hey, we got somebody in here that write books, that's online, that's building them a brand." Man, I wasn't even hardly making that much money. I just wanted me an old car because I was ghetto. I ain't had no financial literacy. After that, I learned you could get in now by any car you want, except the Rolls Royce. Now Rolls Royce, they wanted 40 grand down. They still approved me for it, but they wanted that 40 grand down. When I told them I ain't putting 40 grand down, they said, "All right, bye. We'll see you." Other than that, man, you can get it any kind of car you want, and you can negotiate the price to whatever you want it to be, because they need to sell the car. It's like people don't be knowing. And then the lady come arguing with me in the comments, like, "Man, I done bought 20 cars. You sold the cars. I'm the one buying the car. You ain't own the lot. You don't know what they doing in there. These people ain't telling you everything, because that's how they pay you peanuts." Talking about she been in the car industry 30 years. Well, you ought to know this then. If you've been in it for 30 years, you ought to have been in it 30 years the wrong way. Come on here arguing with me. Like, come on, guy. So y'all listen, we going into a space to where the truth is about to hurt. The truth is about to hurt. And that's one thing that, for me, I'm the type of person to where I refuse to be silenced. That's why I don't work a job. Because if I worked a job and if I had endorsement deals, I can't come on here and say what I say. But me working for God, I could say what I want to say, what need to be said. I could speak the truth as I see it. I could speak the truth as I see it. Because I don't have to worry about losing a job. Now I need a job, might need me a job, but I ain't got none. And so for me, that's why I got some hoodies over there. I ain't made them for sale yet, but they say block and delete. Because that's how I live. I'm not arguing. I'm not going back and forth. And I'm not finna let a commenter try to change my truth. This is my truth. You could go on your page and share your truth. I'm not arguing and debating about my truth either. That's not about it. I'm not getting educated in the comments. I will read a book, read an article, and talk to God. I'm not finna argue back and forth. And so y'all got to realize that when you over here on this page here, I'm gonna say what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, and what I mean, and I ain't going back and forth with you. I might read you left to right, front to back, top to bottom, and then block you. I ain't going back and forth. You're not finna silence me. Not finna change none of that. No. That ain't what that is now. What do you say to negotiate the price on a car? A lot of these dealerships see a woman. Yeah, some dealerships, they'll just rather you leave. They'll just walk, they'll just let you go because they know that it's a sucker finna come in right behind you. So they know they don't have to sell the car to you. So when you want that car, go on the last day of the month. Go on the last day of the month. When they got to hit that quota. And you look up that car on Google. And that car, when I bought my dad a Maserati, they wanted 88,000 for it. I Googled that year and that type of Maserati, and there was one on the other side of the country for 81,000, and it was a step up. And that was the Maserati that I used to have. It was a Gran Turismo MC Sport, and they had it for 81. So now the dealer that I bought my daddy Maserati from, they changed the price from 88,000 to 80,000. And I just stopped right there because they knocked off 10%. Now, never would you think a luxury dealer will knock off 10% of the cost of the car. But they did it because I was able to Google and show him a car lot in California that had the car with the same amount of miles or less, same condition, no Carfax, for 81,000. And they was trying to get over because they don't expect you to do your due diligence. So see, this the thing, this no college degree, this no mentor. It's just street smarts. Just street smarts. You got to think outside the box. And this is the thing what you got to realize. You get anything you want in life, you got to ask for it. You have not because you ask not. And if you ask and you don't get it, that means that ain't God's will for your life right then. That means God ain't got it for you right then. He ain't got it for you right then. Or it's going to come through somebody else. So you got to think about that. You got to think about that. And so I was talking to somebody today, franchise company. And they work a certain way. I propose a different deal. I say, hey, what about we do this right here? Do this kind of deal. They might not be open to it. Okay? If they ain't open to it, there ain't no skin off my bite because I don't need the franchise. I don't need to do it. It's like I would just be doing it. I would be taking on extra work, extra stress on me. So if God don't open the door, that means he don't want me to do it. But see, we go out and we do things that other people want us to do, and we do it their way. And we do what they want us to do. We pay what they want us to pay. Instead of us looking in our heart and say, what do I want from this situation? So if you missed the video, which you probably did, go back and look at the video where I put how I got a $80,000, what I put on there, red eye Challenger for free. That's a true story. Do you know I got a friend that's in a billionaire family? He a multimillionaire, and I've known this guy since I was 16, and he don't believe that I got the car for free. Like, it is so far-fetched to him. I said it one time, we was in front of some people, he was like, we don't know if that story is true. I wanted to slap him in his mouth. Like, what in the world would I lie about that for? Like, since when you know me to tell a lie about something like this? It's like, but that's how the blessings of the Lord be. That people who are atheists or they borderline believe in the Lord, they can't even believe what the Lord will do for you. I remember a guy at the dealership got fired. And I think it was because of the deal he gave me on my second G-Wagon. I think they fired him behind for the deal he gave me on that second G-Wagon. I came back, I said, what about that? They said he's no longer here. He was the #1 salesperson. He's no longer here. I said, what happened to my dog now? I say, what's going on now? So listen, you got to understand, the Lord got something for you. Y'all, I got 15 minutes, got to coach, and this is a reschedule from a session I missed. Chandra, they always tell you to trade your car in because they be like, oh, you're gonna pay taxes and all of that. I don't trade it in because when you go to a dealership, anything that they want you to do, you already know it's never their in your best interest. So what I do is I just go sell it to CarMax or somebody like that and get a check for it and put that cash in my pocket or use that cash. Cause they be telling me you gotta pay taxes on it and all that. It's like it don't be no taxes coming out of it. They don't take no taxes out of it, and you just getting money back from your car. So I've never had a tax issue when I sold a car. And so they always be, oh, you gotta pay this amount here on tax. And like, well, I got the check for the amount that I sold it for. And they ain't take no taxes out of it. So I ain't finna get to you and now I can't feel the money and now you messing up the numbers. They'll mess up the numbers on you. So even if I put that money down, but I don't put it down. Y'all forgive me, right? My wife. Yes, broke up with me in 2019 because he wanted to be single. I've since moved on and he's blocked. 2025, I still catch myself thinking about him. It's annoying. How can I move on mentally? Uh, Keziah, have you done any coaching sessions? That's what, if you don't do the work, then you never get over it. Anytime you going through a breakup or you go through a breakup, you gotta get with a relationship coach who know what they doing, anointed and called by the Lord. And we got some on my mentor.life, and you got to do at least 4 sessions and maybe up to 12 depending on how deep it was. But if you don't do the work, and the reason why I say a coach and not just a therapist, therapy is good too if you do that, but a lot of times therapists don't give advice, and a lot of times they can't give certain type of advice if it's too far outside of a treatment plan, because they don't want to be audited for telling you something and then boom, you coming back and saying, oh, you told me this and I did this and it went like this. But with life coaching, that's not really a thing. I mean, we're not going to tell you prescribe any medicine or nothing like that, but we could give you a little more feedback than a therapist can, and it help you out a little bit more. But the fact that we in 2025 and you still thinking about them, but also know this, you always gonna think about an ex. And it might not be deep. It might not be sleeping with them in your dream. It might not be just mesmerizing and fantasizing or nothing like that. It might just be a brief little thought. It's just how the brain work. It's like every now and then I'll see a ex in a thought, and it just might be something I saw, something I did. I ain't got no feelings. And so that's how I learned that, okay, that's how the brain works. Because if I know my heart and I know my heart is pure, I know I don't love that woman. I know I don't want to be with that woman. I know I don't miss that woman, but she just popped up in my thought. Then that's how I learn human nature. People be like, Tony, you saying this and it's like you talking to me. And it's like, I am talking to you because I'm a human too. So I know how the brain work because I'm a human too. And that's why, and some people will try to, now some people brain might not work like that. And I'm not in their brain, so I can't say if it does or don't. But that's why I don't like You know, like my wife, she the type to where she would never admit to having a thought about an ex or a situation. But so I don't even worry about it. It's not even wasting my breath of saying, hey, you ever think about your ex, or you ever think about this person or that person that you talked to at this time or that time? And it's like, if you know how the brain works, then you also understand that you can have a thought without having lust or love or remorse or whatever, because the brain gonna do what it do. And you have to be able to take control of that. And you got to be able to move on. You got to be able to invert that thought. You got to be able to channel that. That car video, you said you would explain how you get leverage when you don't have any. How is that? Sarah, I'm gonna have to do a video on that. Might do it for the Blessed Tribe. But what I was talking about is whenever I'm in negotiations, when I've been wronged, I'm able to say that I have 3.5 million supporters online, and we live in cancel culture. So if you want this to go public, I will. So what I mean by that is sometimes you got to be able to say, my mentor, my life coach has 3.5 million followers online, and he always exposes companies like yours, and it goes viral and costs them companies hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars. So now, or you might say my brother, and they don't know you meant brother in Christ. So now all of a sudden, boom, you got leverage. And so that's how I get what I want and what I need when somebody do me wrong. I remember when I had to go to EEOC about my company, and God forgive me, but I would have worked on it. I said, I got over 20 pages of OSHA and HIPAA violations on y'all. And I got the #1 civil attorney in the state of Florida. And if I have to go to him and we got to do a lawsuit, I'm going for 7 figures. Try me if you want to. And I got 20 other staff. No, I said I got over 200 pages of violations. And I said I got over 20 other staff that have agreed to testify in court on y'all. Child, ain't have nobody. The people with the shaking, the people with the, they got scared. Okay, all right, well, what do you want to do? Okay? What kind of settlement are we talking here? Okay? Like, all right. You know? Because they don't know what you got. And if you say it cool, calm, and collected like Liam Neeson, you're going to believe it. Now, if you say it loud and crazy like an Atlanta housewife or a basketball wife, they go, yeah. I bet you do, Shaniqua, Quisha, Alicia. Bet you do know that they're wine. But when you say it cool, calm, and collected, well, they start messing with you. So that's what I mean by getting leverage when somebody do you wrong. Like I did that lady at Domino's. I said that's fraud. She said it wouldn't be fraud. I said, well, it'll be theft. You got my money and I ain't got my product. So I had to use, I couldn't say that'll be an error. I couldn't say that would be considered a mistake. That would be considered theft. Running my money. And your commercials say, y'all make a mistake, you're gonna do it over for free. That's a false advertisement lawsuit. Don't make me go there now. So see, sometimes you gotta have your arsenal, you gotta stop letting people play in your face and getting over on you. And you gotta be able to speak up and say what need to be said. And you got to be cool, calm, and collective, and that's where the emotional intelligence come in. That's where the fruits of the spirit come in. And see, now we ain't supposed to be telling no lies, but you got to be creative. It's creative writing. Like we working on it. Wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. It's a key. I'm gonna watch that there now when I get off the hill live. Well, y'all trying to book my wife for birthday getaway, and she already on her. Don't do it. Don't do it. So y'all, I'm finna be on that cash out doing a fundraiser. GoFundMe. Like, baby, look, I'm trying to raise the money for you now. Go on to New York and relax with your sisters. That be the thing. It's like my wife make it hard for me to do for her. Then I gotta twist her arm. Like, woman, you going? Nah, trying to book you a getaway. You talking about, no, don't do it. You weren't we in a bad economy. Listen, I don't care nothing about this economy. Economy ain't going nowhere. Economy ain't going nowhere. Got to show love though. Ain't worried about tomorrow. The Lord got that. I'm spending eternity in heaven. Get to hear love I'm trying to give. But sometimes she be having FOMO, missing what I'm doing at the house. Cause me and Tatum might be kick bite, messing up the house, relights, and no shower tonight. She be more worried about the no shower than having her fun in another state. All expense paid. Like, let her chill now. We might not want to shower every night. Let her get a shower off. But hey, God bless y'all. All the important links is in the description. And y'all, thank y'all for sending me the topics that y'all be sending me. I feel like it's a lot of lessons that we could pull in from anything and a lot of things. So, you know, I be trying to do that. Emery, that's a great question. Start talking to him every night and asking him questions about his work, his job, what he doing. Have him teach you what he do at work. Ask him about the game he watching, the video game he playing, the stuff he do, and have him teach you about it and be genuinely interested in it. That's how you build a friendship. We still got the scripted project coming up. Speaking of, I need to write the editor for the unscripted project. Check on him. And y'all, those of y'all that's in the, we getting closer to 600 members in the all access membership. Y'all do me a favor. Go through the courses. I know some of the courses you already bought and you ain't even went through it. Go through the courses and implement the game that I'm giving you in there. And I'm telling you, might not make you rich, might not make you a millionaire, but it's gonna make you something. And the other ones on love and life, it's gonna do something for you. Might not completely change your life, but it's gonna do something for you. So make sure, please don't sign up and not go through the courses, because then you don't get the value that you need to get. And we're gonna do a Q&A hopefully this week. And also the singles mastermind, we gotta do us a Q&A this month as well. And on the 21-day transformation course, I went ahead and uploaded and launched all the videos up through the 15th. So if you haven't been doing that homework in there, make sure you sit down with that and do that homework. But God bless y'all. I got a call at 8 p.m. coaching session. And some of y'all got the Blessed Tribe, y'all got the discounted coaching session link on the community page. So if you need to talk one-on-one about your situation, go on the community page and scroll through. You should be able to find a link. If you can't find it, then just send an email to support@tonygaskins.com. God bless you. But September booked up though. Booking in October now. God bless y'all. Talk soon. Thank you, moderators. Bless Tribe, Patreon. God bless y'all to the moderators. Manoni.